I remember going into, well, in 2006, I broke the records for shots without goals, like 30 odd shots and didn't score. It's like the least proud record I've got in my career.
Oh, records, man, you broke that.
Yeah, no, I'm really proud of that.
None of us on this sofa do.
Yeah.
Yo, Copper fam! It's another FIFA and Chill. And this one is, I'd say, well, we always say it's a special one, but this one is a real Champions League special.
Legendary, bro.
Legendary hero of obviously Chelsea and England. It's Mr. Frank Lampard.
Thank you.
Pleasure to shake your hand.
My pleasure. Pleasure
Bro.
to be here. Thank you.
You are milk near the window, bro. Legend.
Thanks.
Dairy, fam.
Obviously, we support rival clubs,
Right.
Liverpool and Arsenal.
Yeah.
You were that player. You had to hate him, but you couldn't because you were so good.
Oh, you got on my nerves, Frank, man.
So much.
Oh, you would hate Didier.
Didier was the next level of hate.
Arsenal.
Even like Rio, when we interviewed him, I had to tell him, like, I hated you. He scored 90th minute goals. So it's lovely to interview people that we hate.
No, good, thank you. Now you realise that we're nice people, really.
Yeah, you are.
Exactly.
It's all like pantomime.
When you
the
realise
real
that-
people are nice.
That like the tribalism of football,
Yeah.
when it's out the window and you're kind of just on a sofa, just interviewing, it's normal.
You're a really nice person, you know. Love your jumper.
Thank you.
Cool watch. Like,
This is Tom Sweeney, who I get my suits from.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you going to get anything
Friend of mine.
from the Gary Lineker collection?
I've just no, I've seen the adverts everywhere at the minute. Billboards, yeah. I don't want to put it down. Yes, I will. I'll have a look and see what they've got.
What do you think of his shape? He's looking alright.
He looks alright. Yeah, he takes care of himself, doesn't he? He looks alright. Gary's great, actually. I mean, he's a good lad. I'm enjoying working with him, actually. He's a good bloke. Very good at what he does. So.
I mean, this is FIFA and Chill. We take comments from our audience and we play a bit of FIFA, and then we ask questions. Obviously, we are here courtesy of BT Sport, where you can catch all of this year's Champions League football on and
Get that in.
you're not a FIFA man. You told me off camera.
Well, no, I would say I'm not a FIFA man. I've watched many a game and been in the room. But,
who was the FIFA guys when you were at Chelsea?
all of them. John Terry, Sean Wright Phillips used to love it.
Oh, he definitely-
Sturridge loved it.
Roadman Yasha says, which player did you enjoy playing alongside at Chelsea most?
Wow.
Well, good question. I always say Didier Drogba and John Terry for different reasons. So it's like a double-headed answer, really. John as a defender, I think. I wouldn't say he's underrated because everyone appreciates how good he was, but yeah, I think he was underrated on the ball and how good he was. You know, he's a great defender,
mate.
but people don't actually go, you know what, John was brilliant.
Feet.
Yeah.
I've seen him ping it with his left foot, and I'm just like, wait, what foot is this guy?
Yeah, but Didier for me was just an outstanding, and just amazing to have him in your team in a final. You felt Didier in the dressing room before a game, with a big game. There was a different Didier. He was like an animal. His preparation, his intensity in his eyes, and then he always produced.
As a fan, when I went into a game, when I saw Terry, yourself, and Didier playing, I said, all right, we've got a problem. Now, when I see the spine, I'm like, I have a goal now. Like, I feel more confident going into a game with Chelsea. Do you think they do miss them sort of big characters through the middle?
A little bit, yeah, I do. And it's hard sometimes to say it myself because you feel like you're harping back to the days when we were there. But the fact is...
My dad used to do that. Well,
yeah, exactly. I don't want to become like my dad. Do you know what I mean? But,
None of us on this sofa do.
yeah,
trust me.
You know what? I don't know if it's a FIFA thing, I really want to talk to Frank.
I went to the next question. That guy,
Alright, go on.
Dips. He says, how was it playing under Mourinho? How did he handle both really good and really bad times?
When he first came to the club, he changed my whole outlook on football. And it wasn't so much tactically and stuff like that. He was great tactically, but it was more self-confidence and how he dealt with me and how he spoke. Because he had that. We all know that he's got that kind of arrogant stroke self-confidence. It was one of those. Even at half-time, if we were losing or having a bad game, he would come in and be like, the first manager I ever had that didn't come in and say, "What are you doing, throwing teacups?" He would be like, "Don't worry, lads, we're going to win this. We're 2-0 down, but this is going to finish 3-2."
Did that ever affect the players in a negative fashion, or was it something that you felt like, yeah, that is our leader, he's just taking us forward in everything which we do?
Yeah, I would say mostly it was all positive, and everything he does he's thought about. I think everyone knows he's a really smart fella, so I don't think he ever goes into a press conference without knowing exactly what he wants to say, what angle he wants to put across, but whether you agree with it or not. So I think as players, we appreciate it, because a lot of it was like him trying to say that he was protecting us. And at times he was, and now listen, at times it was maybe about himself. He does have an ego as a bloke, but I think as a manager, all that stuff, not only, I just think it was great for the Premier League. It started a whole new era of a manager and a personality in managers, so I've got nothing but great things to say about Josie at all times.
In terms of opponents though, J-Mid, who was the most difficult opponent you had to face in the Premier League?
Premier League.
Shall we just say instead of FIFA?
Yeah, we can do.
We can rest it for a bit.
Yeah, let's
then I can give you proper answers
These
then.
are the conversation. Like, sometimes we get the people in the comments sometimes go like, That was such a good interview. Like, you shouldn't have actually played it. I think now.
Okay, all right. Best player I played against Premier League, Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard. I think it's a tough one, and this is one of those ones where whenever I've said before, and you get reactions, everyone goes, "Why didn't you say Scholes? Why didn't you say this one and that one?"
Yeah.
The fact is, like, they were all great. I played against so many great players. When I came in, I remember Roy Keane and Vieira being untouchable, and they used to sort of bully me in a good way, like on the pitch. Like, I felt in awe of them. And, like, Roy Keane would just sort of say, "Get off," and just, like, keep you over there and play his game. And then when that era finished, Stevie G, Scholesy, Yaya Toure came in towards the end of my career, and if you caught Yaya on a good day for yourself, it was alright to play against because he sort of let you play. But when he was not on his birthday without a cake. but when he was on it, and he had that ability just to face you up and just push it past you and run. And he was so quick and strong that it was really hard to play against. But I'll say Stevie G for the amount of consistency over the years, and when Stevie was on it at Anfield and he was physical, he had everything. He could run past, you could shoot, could pass, everything.
I mean, look, that debate of like Lampard versus Gerrard.
I wouldn't answer it.
You wouldn't answer it.
It's not for me to answer.
It's not.
The amount of cabs I get in London.
People are like, "Gerrard."
Cabbie goes, do you think you were better than all these stupid like comparisons? Same with Scholes. Who was the best, you, Gerrard, or Scholes? And it's really, it's not for me to answer. It'd be disrespectful.
How did it feel when you were in England together? Because off the field, I mean, Chelsea and
You know what?
you guys were. I thought you guys probably would hate each other. Or
We were certainly never rivals in terms of like we'll go for dinner at the England team hotel and like not want to talk to each other. But the reality was, when you went to England, I sort of stayed with John, Wayne Bridge, Phil Mike Phillips, Joe Cole. You know, you kind of set in your ways. Yeah. And Stevie would be with Carragher, whoever Liverpool might have in the squad at the time. Unfortunately, as a group, that was a real negative of the England squad over the years. You look at the things that were problems. Sometimes we all came in our little groups, we played a game, and then we all went away again.
Is that the reason why it never works? Because like, when I take a look at past England sides, 2004 or 2002, for example, up into about 08 pushing it. You look at that spine, you're saying, all right, cool, Rio or Terry, take your pick. All right, cool. In the middle of the park, you can have the luxury of having Gerrard, Scholes, or Lamps. And then up front, you had Wayne Rooney in his prime. Why didn't it work though? Like, why did that team there never work?
I think it was part of it. Basically, as I see it, and we'd probably sit it for hours, and I wouldn't bore you with it.
That's the best England squad, by the way. Like,
I think in Euro 2004 was my first championship, and I think we had a really good team then.
Yes.
And we missed the boat a bit. And over the years I played for England, we all came together. We were playing at odds with each other probably through the season, and you come together, and at every competition you kind of hoped that all of us individually would play our football that we've been playing in our teams over the years. Where I think maybe we missed the trick. The Spanish and the Germans who started to develop were bringing through these groups from under 21s all the way through, great technical groups, all friends, all knew each other. Whether, you know, like I always remember Argentina and Hernan Crespo, and he went to go to play a game in Argentina, come back and was talking about how great the spirit is in the camp. And for me it was because if you're an Argentinian player, generally they all go all over the world and they play at high levels. But then they all come back to Argentina and they're like, this is our country, you know. Whereas I think we spent all year like not hating each other, but like going against each other, and then it was expected just to come good. So it's listen.
That's a very
put it that way, but that makes so much sense.
Do you know what I mean? And listen, it was, we didn't hate each other. It wasn't that.
Naturally.
We all wanted the best. We were all passionate about our country, but for some reason it didn't. And I think now the FA are doing a bit better because they're starting with the youngsters. Look at the under-17s now, just won the World Cup. You need to bring them through now. We want to see 5 or 6 or 7 of those in the squad.
Carry on. Quick one. What do you reckon for the World Cup?
Basically what we said, I think we've got some good young players. Well, I say young, Harry Kane's not young anymore. Harry Kane and Dele I love. I think they're both brilliant players. I think it's too early for us to win it. I think there are better teams than us out there, but I do think that we've got some very, very good young players and a lot of pace. I think we have to accept we're not going to dominate games against big teams, but what we do have is Kane, Ali, Sterling, maybe the Ox if he gets into Liverpool team more. I might be forgetting some, but pace. I think we need to be solid and defend and good and then use that pace, use our attacking players. I don't think we've got players who've had possession of the game and dominate Germany or whatever. We haven't.
We haven't got the Lampards and Gerrards.
Well, no, but we didn't even need to dominate them. But do you know what I mean? I do think we have to utilise the fact that we do have attacking players,
very
with
direct
pace,
players.
and so use them as you can. I do think this will be too early.
But yeah, Nick Poet at 97 says, what was it like scoring against Chelsea?
It was tough. It was really tough. Listen, I had to do my job. Everyone tells me they had a feeling I was going to score. I only came on for 20 minutes. It's one of those things that happen in football, isn't it? Listen, the Chelsea fans are incredible for me.
They were incredible after you scored. And you just
they were amazing then, and I always felt that going to Man City was a massive choice for me because I didn't want to lose 13 years. I'd had a great bond with the Chelsea fans, and I was a bit like, is this gonna taint 13 years? And I don't think it did in the end. And it was a great opportunity for me. I loved my time at City, but scoring that goal, I was concerned how it would be. That their reaction afterwards was incredible, and since then, so you know.
I ain't seen anything like that. I've never seen player go to another club, and let's not like Man City, a big club. You score against them, and at the end of the game, I remember sitting down, my friends were laughing, we were like, obviously we're Arsenal. I was like, how does that feel? And all the fans were like, shouting Frankie, and I was like, Arsenal fans, we ain't got that.
How was New York, by the way?
It's brilliant.
New York, wavy,
the best city in the world.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I'm a London boy. I love London, but City, New York is just got everything, different facets. We live near the park, uptown, but we go downtown. It's cool. And you can go out, eat any kind of food, service, people, atmosphere, anything goes in New York. It's brilliant.
I like New York. Very honest as well. New York has got this harsh honesty.
It has.
If they don't want to talk to you, they're probably not going to talk
just
to you.
the tube.
It is,
like,
but you know what? But you get the tube's mad. I did the tube once and that was it. But I love the honesty though, because when you first go there, and you know when you're English, we kind of stand in the queue and we're like, I don't want to shout in case I don't get. But if you don't be honest and front and go,
no one's going to care.
No one cares. You get trampled over. So about 3 months in, I realised all of a sudden I was in the queue, straight to the front, giving the Starbucks and all that. So
that's soy milk.
Yeah,
soy. Frank, that's me. I am Frank.
That's it. Changed man. Now I'm back to normal Frank.
Queuing Frank.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, polite Frank.
Jumps.
Zadak wants to know. He's a Chelsea fan, so something, right? He goes, "What was the highlight of your career? Champions League 2012 or first league title with Mourinho?"
Champions League.
Yeah.
All day long.
That game.
All day long.
You were always going to win it though, in a weird way. I felt.
Well, it's easy said now. I didn't feel like that when we were running around. No, I didn't, because the whole run up from Napoli, we were 3-1 down. Last 16 or whatever. Benfica didn't actually play that well and got through that. Barcelona was just the craziest game ever to win in the new camp with 10 men. And in the final, it looks now like a run that was destiny. It doesn't feel like that at the time. Like against Bayern Munich, they were much better than us, man for man. I've got to be honest. We had years at Chelsea where we could and maybe should have won the Champions League with a great team. That last year, we were all getting a bit older, and we went into the final with 4 big players suspended. We managed to somehow. Ryan Bertrand was playing left midfield.
That was mental.
Now I love Ryan, and he's a top player now, but it was an 18, 19 as a left back playing left midfield in Champions League final. Now, fair play to him, but we know like we were so Kalou was on the right midfield. It was just a mismatch, you know. We were just we hung on for and then to go back to Didier. But the celebration of that was the best. Like the feeling I got of that, the sensation on the pitch at the end was the first league win was brilliant, but the Champions League just blew everything out of the water.
Did you think when that header went in from Didier, like this is us, like this is
a little bit, but that took us to extra time, and I'm thinking 30 minutes. Can we hang on again? Because we were sort of hanging on, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Robin was cutting in from the left and hitting shots, and like
crazy.
it was everything. Like the cramp was kicking in, and like it was one of those. Just thinking, can we? Once it got to penalties, I had a feeling.
I mean, let's chuck one in from the people, because we could talk to you forever. But Eager619 says, if you had the opportunity to go back in time, what would you change in your career and why?
If I have a regret, and I don't have many, because I've got 106 caps for England, which I would never have dreamed of, but I would go back. I would go back to the tournaments. You know, the prep for tournaments in South Africa. We were Capello. It was a little bit of a mess. In Germany, it was a mess for the wags. Remember the hotels, and everyone was talking about the wives and girlfriends. It was complete. Took the eye off the ball press-wise, because every day it was like wives and girlfriends on the papers. It became a farce, really. I would go back to the major tournaments and try and not correct them, because there's no actual way that's going to win you a World Cup, but I think sometimes we made mistakes, not just on the pitch but off the pitch.
Did that affect you though when you pick up the paper and it's saying things like that? Because it's interesting, because it can always go two ways. When Italy won the World Cup, they had the most amount of negative press at the start, and they've sort of used that as a motivational tool to actually win the tournament. England, unfortunately, have that whole pressure of the nation getting behind one player and all the pressure being on an 18-year-old Wayne Rooney or an 18-year-old Michael Owen in the World Cup. How did the players usually react to those type of stories?
Not well enough. And that's not me, you know, myself included. I remember going into in 2006, And I broke the records for shots without goals, like 30 odd shots and didn't score. It's like the least proud record I've got in my career.
Oh, records, but you broke one.
Yeah, no, I'm really proud of that. But anyway, no, but as the tournament went on, game after game, more shots, couldn't score more shots. It was like a weight on my shoulders. It definitely was. So it never felt like, I wanted to prove people wrong, but I was actually game to game second guessing myself. I got a shooting chance. I'm like, shall I shoot? Shall I pass? And that 1 second of doubt in your mind at the top level, forget about it, and that's me personally. And I think as a team, we probably all had our issues to a degree.
Look, Stefan Jankovic touched on the golden generation. He says, what could have maybe been that switch, a factor that could have turned it into a
formation. I'll go back to saying we. You said about Michael Owen, he kind of career finished, and when we had Wayne was our out-and-out striker, but we still kept trying to play 4-4-2. So we're still trying to put like Stevie went on the left. I would play as a holding midfield player, as a 2. Never played like that. So I think really important players for us playing for their clubs as an attacking midfielder or as an out-and-out striker. And also we go to England, we play differently. I think we certainly could have looked at, can we play like 4-3-3? Can we play 3 at the back? Different options to try and get more people in midfield, get the best out of
Glenn
those
Hoddle
strikers.
did in '98. Glenn Hoddle was playing like 3-5-2. I remember like wing backs, and I remember watching it being like, why is he playing 3-5-2? But to me, it was exciting. Yeah. I always thought England were worth a goal.
It wouldn't be the magic wand for sure, but I think it would have given. We should have tried it at least at different times.
Premier League winner.
Man City.
By far, innit? They're so.
I'm not. It's probably what we're all saying now. I can't see them being caught. Everyone's saying, but the last 2 years they've started well and gone away. I think there's much more to them this year. Isn't it great to see a team playing that way, doing it? We all want to see our teams involved in whatever, but when they're playing that beautiful football at times, it's great to watch, whether you're a City fan or not.
You know what? We don't want to end this interview.
I don't want to.
We do, know
These
that
are the
you are
legends
at
of
BT. You've
football,
got to go do your job. I know this. I'm just listening.
Not all these
I'm just taking it in.
Bro, I'm watching all these young kids. They 2 cars and like they're 8 years old. They ain't done nothing.
And like everything these days, right? Everything's like content online. It's all got to be like hilarious and like funny, and something crazy's got to happen, and like Mayweather pops out and punches you in the face, and you're like, like who wins in a race? A dragon or like Usain Bolt, and then Sterling's watching them, and then it's like, no, I want to just
Keane,
I just want to listen.
Lampard.
Look, that was a semi FIFA and Chill with Frank Lampard.
Semi. Yeah.
We kind of
we're enjoying the talk too much, aren't we?
We were enjoying the talk. It was absolutely brilliant. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Soaked some of that in. I definitely was. Wonderful purple. Great couch here at BT. That was Copper 90.
Interracial couch.
Do subscribe, like, comment, share, and have a nice.
Have a nice.
From Frank Lampard. Mad team. Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much.
Love, man.
It's been my pleasure.
Absolute
Great talking
legend,
to you.
man.
Thank you.